Oh, hey there, KMA Land. Derek Martin just standing on the side of the road here, Highway 34 entering Corning, or what is now known as Timberwolves territory, Southwest Valley territory, Southwest Valley High School. If you didn't know, maybe you've been sleeping under a rock. Corning, Villisca, they're no longer just Corning and Villisca all on their own. No more. They're now Southwest Valley High School, and for the first time, Friday, August 23rd, they'll actually have an activity known as Southwest Valley when their football team takes the field at Thornburg against Tri-County, known as the Southwest Valley Timberwolves. So with this week's Wednesday Word, I decided, what the heck, let's head over to Corning. Let's talk with their head man, Kent Bass, as he gets his team ready for their first ever activity, first ever football game, first ever anything known as Southwest Valley. And today's word is going to be Timberwolves. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Southwest Valley shirt on. Southwest Valley Timberwolves, put this shirt on, head on over, talk with Kent Bass. Actually, I'll just keep the KMA shirt on, but I'll definitely be wearing this later on throughout the rest of the fall. Again, today's word is Timberwolves. Talking with head coach of Southwest Valley football, Southwest Valley. It kind of rolls off the tongue there. A combination of Corning and Villisca. This is Kent Bass. Been the head coach at Corning here the last several years, 4 or 5 years or so. Doesn't matter how long. But, Coach, I guess making this transition, obviously, is kind of the big story, but we'll wait on that to talk about that. Talk about just how practice has been going here the first week or so.
I'll tell you what, kids have been working extremely hard. I think they've really come together through our camp and first week of practice. Now we're padded up, so we've already kind of reached the point where we're ready to hit somebody else and not ourselves. But kids are working hard. The coaches are working extremely hard. I think the kids are coming together, so it's been pretty fun.
Again, the Villisca-Corning combination, Southwest Valley won last year here in 8-man. So I guess how's the transition going here between the two communities?
Pretty well. I see kids spending a lot of time together outside of football. With school coming up, they're going to spend a lot more time. Families are together. We got families that come to practices. Families that come to our Retire the Red Raider, and same in Villisca. So I think the community's ready for it. I think it's a little sad that we have to lose an identity, but it's pretty exciting that we can gain another one. So kids are excited about the new colors, the new opportunities, and the new challenges upcoming.
Tell us about the transition of it all. I know it just didn't start last week when practice began. Maybe even going back to last year. Did you have meetings with everybody together? Tell us about that.
I'd say this process has been over the last probably 2 years. I think we as staff, as teaching staff, really got wind of it maybe about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago. So the process started a long time ago. The board started to meet about this possibility. We already share a superintendent. So I think the process has been going on for a while, and really it's culminated here in the last 6 or 8 months with the staffs coming together, and the program, the sports programs coming together. So it's been a transition, and really that transition's been a little tougher than the transition of football. Football's easy. So when it comes to the school district, it looks like we're heading in the right direction.
I imagine the time when Villisca played Corning last year, you're kind of looking at the other side as well, kind of seeing some of the kids from Villisca that were coming back saying, hey, I'd like to get a good shot at that guy next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, they had a really good, really big senior class last year. But we do have some kids coming over that are filling some nice holes. I look for big things out of Gunnar McEwen. Colton Drake hopefully can get cleared here to play this week. A kid like Scott Vanderhoof played a big role for them last year. And young kids, like Tyler Means, really showing a lot of good things. So a lot of talent in these kids coming over, a lot of talent we've got. So it's nice to get these kids together and get them on one roster.
You mentioned, on your team last year, a lot of those guys were juniors, some sophomores last year. Talk about some of the top returning guys from it's hard to separate the two, but from the right. Corning team from last year.
Right. Our senior class, we're going to lean heavy on again, as we did last year. We graduated 2 seniors in Blaine Williams and Justin Martin last year, but led up front by Dre Barton and Keegan Longabaugh up front. Zach Barton's going to have a huge year for us, I think. Jordan Stewart at the quarterback position, and a couple of ends, and Nick Spring and Cal Schmelzer. So a lot of experienced kids who have really played since sophomores, not just last year. They've had 2 years experience. So you fill in some juniors like Tyler Bissell and Ryan Carlson and Clint Mullen. We got a lot of depth and some talent, a lot of positions. So we look to utilize that and try to have some fun this year.
Now, last year you made the transition to 8-man. This is your first year ever coaching 8-man. Now you've got the second year, but now you've got the transition of kind of trying to fit the Villisca guys into your system. I guess, has anything changed, or same kind of system as what we saw from Corning last year?
Well, this year's system has not changed. You know, we're going to keep our identity. We want to run the football. We want to be a fast, physical football team. You know, in the whole process of this whole grade share, we knew we were going to be 8-man just for 2 years. So we wanted to keep things as familiar as possible, not completely overhaul an offense and a defense and try to keep terminology the same. And I think we've done that. So we've kept a lot of our wing tee, components into our offense and our flop defense components there. So kids are going to be familiar. We do make that transition back to 11-man. It'll be hopefully a smooth process.
Yeah, you won't play 8-man next year at Southwest Valley. So this is one shot, one opportunity. Is that kind of the talking point a little bit? I mean, this is a chance to do something at 8-man?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still kind of early, but this can be a very tough district again. We got some talent. We look to do some things here early on. Good challenge in Tri-County Thornburg here coming up week 0. But it's all up to these kids. These kids are working hard, but now we've got to create the environment of creating a winning atmosphere. So that's goal number 1.
Week 0, everybody in the district was kind of searching for a game. You found Tri-County. You're going to go to Thornburg in here a couple of weeks here. But I guess, how do you scout a team like that? I mean, when you first heard about them, I'm sure you didn't know anything about them.
No, none at all. And I couldn't even find Thornburg on a map, to be honest with you. But the game kind of fell in our lap, just looking on quick stats, seeing they're kind of a pass-heavy team, a lot of athletes. It looks like only graduated 2, just like we did. So they're going to have a lot of returning juniors. Should be a good matchup. But, talking to a lot of the coaches from over there, seeing a lot of talented kids, it's just a matter of putting 4 quarters together. Turnovers have hurt them, but it's going to be a good challenge going to their place, and we look forward to that on the 23rd.
You mentioned the district. It's going to be another tough district. It has been the last several years here. Obviously, lost a team with you two combining, so going to be 7 games against 7 pretty good competition, pretty good teams. I guess, who are you looking at for you right now? Who's kind of the favorite?
Well, I can't go any further than who was number 1 last year. Sydney had a very, very potent senior class last year, but I think they had 14 or 15 juniors right behind them, so they're going to fill in. They've bought into a system. Coaches over there done a great job getting their program on the right track. I look at Cam being a very good team. Good stable of backs coming. Going to be a challenge. I still look at Fremont Mills as being a good quality tradition. So I think their tradition is going to carry them a long way. You look at Lennox. Lennox is going to be a very, very big football team physically. And Stanton was very young last year. I think they're going to be very much improved. So I think top to bottom, it's going to be fun. Week in and week out, good challenges.
Having said that, what's the goal here right now?
We just want to go 1-0 right now. Tri-County Thornburg, that's all we're focused on. I know district play starts week 1 with Stanton, but we got to get better as a team here the next 5 or 6 practices.
What's one thing I want to try to figure out with Southwest Valley, the Corning and Villisca combination? What's going to end up being your rival here? Not only just in football, but overall. I mean, who's the rival you're gonna be able to build? I mean, Lennox would be probably a good one. Right.
I think Lennox would be pride of Iowa Conference. I think there's going to be a lot of good rivalries in there. Nottoway Valley, Bedford, Lennox. You look over the east. Pleasantville, Central Decatur, a lot of good quality teams in all sports, really. I know our other sports, volleyball and cross country, got some good squads, so I'm sure they'll create some rivalries of their own, and should be pretty fun moving forward.
Coach, appreciate you letting us come out here and talk with you, and good luck to you this year. Looking forward to seeing how the Timberwolves do.
Thank you very much.